Hey fam, turn this down a little bit. On my way to the park. Put on my seatbelt. Want no troubles from the police officers. Because they have their points and times where it's ticket time. They got to rack up them tickets, so they gonna get you. However way they gotta get you. Anyway, family, I am blessed to be alive on this marvelous Monday. And so are you, because you're watching, right? And so it is a beautiful day. On my way to the park. Let me tell y'all something. I did not realize just how dark I can get. I have layers of brownness. Yes, I do. When I see the parts of me that the sun don't get to see compared to what the outer side looks like, I'm like, wow. And my daughter's like, Ma, you're burning up your skin. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not peeling. My skin loves it. My melanin was built for the sun, okay? Anyway, family, I'm on my way out there to get a little browner and sweat out these toxins, which we all should be doing because we're putting in so much every day. From the air, the food, the water, toxins need to escape. And when they don't escape, they're going to build up inside of you and cause sickness. So let's sweat. Sweat, family, sweat. Anyway, speaking of sweat, ladies, stop sweating your men. Stop sweating them. And I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. Let me share, impart some of my wisdom. You cannot make a man do a thing that he don't want to do. He's an adult. Just like he can't make you do what you don't want to do. And our attitude is as such. He can't tell me where to go, where to come back. He can't tell me how to dress, what to wear, right? You don't want him telling you anything about yourself, but you want to be up in his face, barking in his face like he's a child and you're his mama and he's a full-grown man. That's showing him no respect whatsoever. And we do this. I don't know why we think it's okay, where we found this newfound manhood within our femininity that we think we should be up in our man's face, cursing him out, telling him what to do, and debating with him about every single thing. Always correcting him, embarrassing him in front of his friends or even outside. I see women up in their men's faces outside. It's ridiculous. Cursing them out, calling them the B word, calling them the P word. Why are you with a man if you think these things about him? If you can't respect him and uphold him, which you should be doing, why are you with a man like that? Because I understand that there are some men that make women angry because they're lacking. But you can't change him. If you brought him in your life like that, you're stuck. Get over it or get on. Move on. You can't tell a grown man what to do. And no man loves a nagging woman. Whether you're right or wrong, nobody wants to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They don't receive it well, especially if it's given to them like that either. They're not a child. They may be behaving like one, but they're not a child. You're not their mama. That's a dysfunctional relationship. When you want to mother a grown man, it is dysfunction. And if you have to do that in order to cultivate a better relationship, then you're in a sad place. That man is supposed to be the provider and the protector. He's the head of the house. And when you're ahead of him, you're doing all these things and telling him what to do, and he's sitting around not earning while you are, you have become the man of your home, and that is out of sync and out of order with God. And I know y'all been hearing this stuff so much, but y'all let this feminism nonsense get to y'all's head. You ain't in charge of nothing. Beyonce is wrong. Girls do not run this world. That's the biggest lie. If you pay attention, men are running this world. They are running this world. They gave us a little leeway with all of this protesting and fighting and stuff, but that was not the order of God. And I'm not saying that men are in sync with God as well, because a lot of them think that women are their slaves, their little toys to be toyed with. But we're not talking about those devilish brothers. We're talking about men who deserve our respect and honor, right? So when you're dealing with a man, you need to find one who knows his place and will treat you with respect as well. Because respect is reciprocal in a relationship, in a loving, successful relationship. But the way I see women treating men, it's ridiculous. And it's because you have a man who's not knowledgeable of who he is. So that relationship is going to be sour. When that man don't know his place and know how to bring order into his home, it's going to be disorder. And a woman's going to think she's going to tell him what to do. Your children are watching you. What an awful thing to teach your children, that you're supposed to be up in your man's face arguing with him, cursing him out, belittling him, calling him names. Did that make him change? Is it working for you? Y'all let me know. Is cursing your man out, belittling him, talking bad about him to all your friends and family, is it working for you? Because honey, you looking like the clown because you're still with him. People are wondering why she keeps talking about him, but she's still there. You're still there, fighting, battling it out with your man, not having any peace, no cohesiveness in your relationship at all. That is whack and out of turn, and you're never going to find joy until you get in order. And it's not about old school, it's about what the Father God has ordained. Y'all need to stop that. Everybody's always talking about, oh, that's the old way. No, the old way works. What the Father put in place is what's supposed to be. And when you're out of sync with him, honey, you are out of sync in every way. And you will see that. You will see the effects of that. And I'm going to tell you, I understand where we are coming from as women. Because it seems as though we've been put in a position to be like a man because we had to provide when our man is in jail. Some of us experience death of our husbands or whatever. And then some of them just leave you. And so now you're put in a position where you have to be provider and protector. And so that kind of make you put on your man's pants, right? And so then when later on in life a man comes, now you have to go back into that feminine space. And it's hard because you done put yourself in a position you had no choice. Because I'm speaking of myself, and a lot of you are just like me. Started out married, it didn't work. So now I'm single mom, I'm head of household. I didn't want to be. It wasn't fun. It would be much easier if the brother was there doing his job and I do mine. Your children need your full attention when they're young. Our children are being neglected because we have to do everything alone. And so they're not getting your full time. A lot of us are trying to go to school and trying to work and do all these things while being mommy. I'm not saying it can't be done, but something is being short. Somebody's coming up on a short end of the stick, and guess who that is? The offspring who did not ask to be born. And I already hear y'all, well, they have to see that they have to get a future. I have to make a future for them, and they have to see that you have to fulfill your goals. Well, those things should have been done before the children came along. And I'm not saying that you cannot do it later on in life. You can, but not at the expense of your children. Know your place, women. Know your place. You have so many children that grew up and they cannot stand their parents. They're angry with their parents because they did not give them what they needed. When you bring a human being into this world, it's a whole nother ball game, honey. It ain't about your selfish desires. It's about prioritizing. Okay, I would like to do this, but guess what? This ain't the time because my children need me more now than ever. I have to run this household while that man is out there doing his part, taking care of us. I have to do my part. We have to work together. So you might have to put your goals on the back burner and do them when the children are much older, when they're capable of getting home on their own and maybe having the key to the house and staying without you until you get home. You have to wait. If it didn't happen beforehand, you have to wait. Unless you have a nice village around you where there are trustworthy aunties and grandmothers who can help keep your children, and a lot of times we don't, because I know I didn't have that. I didn't have access to that. I know that one of the gentlemen that I was dealing with at the time, he was like, you're so smart, you need to go back to school. And then I said, how can I do that? Because I knew my job as a mom, as a single mom. My children needed me. Yes, I went to work. They were in school. I went to work. I've always had jobs where I can get home early enough to be with them. And so I had to work around their schedule because that's what a responsible parent does. And so he mentioned to me that I should go back to school and this, that, and the other. And it was an idea, it was a thought. But in reality, I didn't have anybody to babysit my children. And I didn't think it was anybody's duty to do that. Because when my kids come from school and they have to do homework, that's my job to do that with them. And I didn't want to relinquish my responsibilities on somebody else's shoulders. I didn't think it was a fair thing to do. I wanted to be that for my daughters. I'm their mom. And so we had a roof over our head, we had food, and we were all right. Right? We were clothed and we were okay. So that was good enough. The Bible says to be ye content with what ye have, right? And so I was content with it because I had to do everything. I needed to be there for them, help them, be able to go to school, be with them when they were ill. I had to do everything, and that was a lot of work. And trust and believe me, you women who have decent men, who are hardworking men, leave them alone and let them do their job. Get out of their face. Stop cursing at them and talking down to them. You're not their mama. That would be a sick relationship. You're not his mama. You're the mother of his children. Show that man some grace and some respect. And he ought to be doing the same for you. It looked like women want to do everything, want to wear the pants and walk up in this man's face and tell him what to do. No, we gently coax our men into doing the things that they ought to do, because sometimes they do need that. That's why we're called the helpmate, ladies. They need help. They do. And I'm learning in my relationship of 7 years with my husband now how to handle him, because I'm rough. I'm a little rough, and so I had to learn to be gentle. And he was like, step back, and he was right. Let me do what I do. I got you. And then he said such wonderful things. He said, let me take care of you. I got you. And that's what a man is supposed to do. He said, stop worrying. I know my part. Let me do it. And we have to do that. Step back. Now, sometimes we see our brothers going a little off, or maybe you see something that he doesn't, because the Lord blessed us with in intuition. We just blessed with that, right? So if you see it, you don't beat him up. You don't condemn him. You say, babe, I was thinking about this, and share it with him and say, what do you think about that? Trust me, 9 times out of 10, if he's a sensible man and he know what he got in his woman, he's going to be like, you know what, babe, you're right. Thank you for showing that to me. You don't have to beat that man up. You do not have to do him like that. You're not going to get the best out of him treating him like that, like a child. We need to get order back in our homes, family. It is important, because our children are watching us and we're grooming them. Bump all of this feminism and this women lives nonsense. This all was created by lesbians. They didn't want a man. If you want a man, you better act like it. Not acting like a lesbian, because they don't want a man. We know what they want. And so if that works for them, that's their business. But if you want a man, you better get in order. God the Father, his Son, man, woman. That is the order that the Most High God has ordained. Live with it, or be without a man and be lonely and complain about that. Because we tend to always want to complain about something. Stay out of your man's face, beefing and putting your fingers all in his face and cursing at him. Why would you want a man that would allow you to do something like that to him? Treat that man like the king you claim he is. Behave yourself like the queen you claim you are. Peace, love, and blessings, family. I am done.